What is going on? Man, it is bright out here. What's going on? Welcome back. Very, very big day today. Very exciting day. Finally getting to bring the second gen back home from Mark's shop, as you guys saw in the previous videos. Cab is all painted up. Cab is pretty much done. And we got the tow rig and the PJ all cleaned up. And we are headed to Mark's because we are finally bringing the second gen home. But guys, take a look at this. First time we washed this thing since the winter time. I don't want to get too close because you might be a little scared, but it is good from far, but far from good. Let's put it that way. But very exciting day. We're gonna get the second gen back in the shop, and we're gonna start tearing apart the engine stuff and really start diving into that. I don't know, can you guys even see me all blown out because it's so bright and sunny? Spring is here. First day of spring, I think. Woo! It's gonna be a good day. So super excited. Let's head to Mark's. Let's get this thing loaded up. Let's get back to the shop. Let's start working on this thing. Alrighty folks, we have arrived. Putting this thing right out front. I'm excited, very excited. Put our flashers on here. Might have to move. Let's go see our man Mark. Get this thing loaded up. Is. All right, so all of this has to come out so it doesn't fly off going down the highway. Tidy some of this up. Gotta wait till you can move some stuff out. We'll be ready to go. Alright guys, we have it officially finally loaded up. We got everything out of the cab, stuffed it in the 08, and we're just getting ready to chain it down, and we will be on our way home with our freshly painted black truck. And besides right here, which we are going to paint, other than that, when the interior's on right now, we're officially past the point of this being a white truck, so super exciting. I'm excited. have successfully made it back to the shop. As you can see, truck is back in one piece, and we actually went home and grabbed the bed. So change of plans, we were actually just going to try and focus on getting this thing pulled inside, kind of rearranged in the shop. I want to get it up front, kind of where the dually is. But we're actually, now that Andy and Mark are kind of both available now, and we went ahead and got the bed over here, so it's a little bit later on, and instead of focusing on the mechanical work, we're actually going to get the bed on, which in my opinion is even more exciting, because if you take a look at the truck here, besides the doors and the fenders, like once you put the bed on, like it's gonna look like 3/4 of the way complete. So I'm really excited. Next up on the list is finding a set of street wheels. I've been on the look. Let me know in the comments below what you guys would suggest putting on this thing wheel wise. I'm actually thinking about trying to stick with like a 20x12, maybe a little bit lower profile. We're not really going for the off-road look, but let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see. Kind of like what's on the first gen. I'm still waiting for Nitto to reach out to me because I've been thinking about putting 420s on this thing again, like everything else in here, because they do such good burnouts. They're cheap, they have a lot of white smoke, and they do really good burnouts. So again, Nitto, if you guys are watching, I mean, feel free to send me some 420s, but we do plan on doing a bunch of burnouts with this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but I'm really excited to get the bed put back on this thing. So we're just kind of cleaning up the frame a little bit, and so before they get there, kind of knocking off all the body shop dust off of the frame, because we're not going to be able to get to a lot of that once the bed is on. So bed is pretty much ready to go back on. Everything was kind of prepped, and we were driving it before, so yeah, that's where we're at. But I don't know. I almost like, it's huge thank you to Mark. You know, me and Mark have really been busting butt, especially Mark, on getting the body work done. This would definitely not be possible without Mark, and just huge thank you to him. So yeah, we're gonna wait for those guys to finish cleaning up the frame. Once these guys get here, we're gonna throw the bed on, and then we'll get this thing in the shop. So 2 thumbs up, excited. Son of a biscuit! Are you eating that whole pack of cookies?
I only got 2 left.
So yes, Andy's clearly off his diet. We were eating pizza last night.
That's
but
what happens. It's slippery slope. You mess up one
slippery
day.
slope. One day, and next thing you know, your diet's completely off. But anyway, we're just waiting on Mark. I figured while we were waiting, we could take apart some of the front end here. So you know, we are going to be diving in. If you guys missed the full parts, I'll put a link somewhere up on top here of all of the parts list that we're going to be putting in this thing, which includes a Hamilton cam, a slew of other stuff from Hamilton, and the guys at Power Driven Diesel. So we're going to end up taking the whole front of the engine off, the cylinder head off, so I figured we'd start on that. So I'm not a 2nd gen expert here, but I forgot that you have to actually take the radiator out first, pull that out, and then you can pull your intercooler out. So one thing that we did notice, and I'll show you guys over there a little bit too, I'm not actually sure. Of course, we made sure we protected our turbo on the way home. We didn't want any air going through it when we were flying 100 miles an hour home with no lubricant. But there is actually a little bit of oil that you can see a little bit in here, which I didn't think was that big of a deal. But now that we took the intercooler apart, you can actually see there's some oil in here, and there's actually a little bit of oil up inside the intercooler as well. So kind of glad we're taking things apart. Just This is the kind of stuff that's tough to know about a used truck before you know hand. I'm not sure if like the turbo seals are starting to maybe go a little bit. So it does look like the turbo probably had maybe some type of damage. I'm not really sure, but this is the fan shroud that is deeply dirty. This was from the AC system that we did not suck down on this particular one. But otherwise, the intercooler is probably still good. We're not going to be reusing it if someone's local that wants to kind of grab it and clean it. But also on the radiator over here, if you want to show them this side, Shane, this, I don't know how well it was actually cooling, but it sucked in some major dirt, especially because I believe on these second gen trucks, if you look over here, this actually still has the factory puke bottle. So all of your crankcase stuff was from the factory supposed to go into here, and I'm sure this thing is probably full because there's a ton even right here. Like that's got to be, that's some pretty deep crud. So it's probably just blowing everywhere. So that's what that from. Normally what guys will do is just run this kind of right to the atmosphere. If it drops a little bit, it is what it is. I think they actually make a kit. Some people make a kit to kind of put it back in the block, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But other than being a little dirty, next thing to go is the belt, the fan, but we're going to wait for Mark, and hopefully next clip will be throwing the bed on. Woo-hoo-hoo! Bye, Mark! Bye! Alrighty guys, that is pretty much going to wrap up this video, getting the second gen finally home. It honestly feels a little surreal having the truck in the shop, all painted, with all of the rest of the truck family, if you want to call it. But I am just, I don't know, it almost doesn't feel real having the truck home again. So we do need to order some door seals, some weather molding. I think the main seals are actually okay, but I know the ones that kind of go on the track trim right up here, kind of like the inner seal, need to be replaced. So we're gonna go home, we're gonna try and find those, like LMC or something, we'll find those. But other than that, we can go ahead and start putting the interior back together, and we're gonna start working on the doors, all of the paint match stuff, here at Mark's in the near future, and we will go ahead and start getting the under the hood looking just as good as the rest of the outside. So again, this kind of doesn't feel real to actually have it here in the shop. So appreciate you guys, love the heck out of you guys. That's gonna do it for this video. Hit the like button if you guys are pumped for the truck to finally be home and we can start getting some engine work done on it. And that's gonna do it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hit the like button before you leave, subscribe if you have not already. See you guys tomorrow. See ya.